Hello, good morning, children. Hope you all are fine. Okay, today we'll go on with Unit 3 Prose. Forgetting. Very familiar with this topic, isn't it? We all are familiar with this topic. Why are we familiar, children? Yes, because very often we tend forgetting things. Now let us see what the author Robert Lind says in this lesson. Now, how forgetful are you? Are we all forgetful or not, children? At times we are forgetful, isn't it? Okay, we are all forgetful at times and would like to find ways of improving our memories. Sometimes, no, where we feel guilty of our forgetting. We really think, no, we must find ways where we don't forget important things. We keep thinking. But here, what author says, we'll see, children. How sharp is your memory? Take this 5 minutes memory test. The teacher will read out a series of 30 words one by one. Some of them will be repeated. Whenever you hear a word for the first time, write N for new words in the corresponding box. And when you hear a repeated words, write R after completing this task. Check your results, compare it with your friends and see where you stand. This game, no, children, you can play with your brother and sister also, because now you are not turning up to school. So this task you can do it at home, children. You can do it by yourself. You can find out your memory, where you stand in your memory. You can find out to yourself. Okay. Have you ever lost or misplaced anything of valuable due to forgetfulness? Is it so, children? Anything that you have lost because of your forgetfulness? Anything important that you have misplaced or lost because of your forgetfulness? It might have happened. At least for few it might have. Okay. At times, instances of forgetfulness may land us in a tight spot or in a difficult situation. For sure, children, where something important, if we forget, we put ourselves in a tight spot, a very tough spot, in a difficult position we put ourselves. Therefore, we need to find ways to remember what we have to do or carry with us. So what we do sometimes, to make ourselves remember, we write what to do next, one work after the other, what to do. Or sometimes when we go out, what should we carry? Imagine after 2 days you are going on a tour, one day before itself you will have a list. You will make a note of what all to carry, when to leave the house. Everything will make a list. One way is to make a mental checklist that we can verify before starting any activity. Yes, even the author says the same, children. So before you could start any activity or any work, better you make a mental list. At your free times, you make a list, so that at that time when you are about to start your journey or start your activity, this list will help you. Now discuss your partner and think of some practical ideas to overcome forgetfulness in your day-to-day activity. Okay, even this you can do at home, children. How to come up your forgetfulness. See, for example, they have given here setting an alarm. Then the other ways, what all you can do, you can write to yourself. Now coming to the lesson. Discuss and share your views with the class on the following. Is forgetfulness a result or carelessness or preoccupation? Now author is asking, what is forgetfulness? How do you term forgetfulness as? Do you term forgetfulness as a carelessness or a preoccupation? How do you give the name for the word forgetfulness? Now read the humorous essay Forgetting by Robert Lind and his analysis of the fundamental reasons for forgetfulness in humans. Okay, so Robert Lind, he has portrayed an humorous essay. What do you mean by humorous? A very interesting essay, a funny essay, where you tend to laugh. It's known as humor. Humor in the sense you say joke, comedy, funny scene. It is known as humorous. So here is an humorous essay, children, where you really tend to laugh. At the same time, you must have a lesson. What will happen if you forget something important? Now coming to the lesson, children, hope you will concentrate now. A list of articles lost by railway travellers and now on sale at a great London station has been published, and many people who read it have been astonished at the absent-mindedness of their fellows. Now, many people, when you travel, when you get down, when your junction comes, or when your station comes, when you get down from train, you forget to carry your luggages. You at times forget to carry certain things. Maybe if you are carrying many luggage along with you, sometimes one or two you leave behind. And what happens? All this luggage that was left behind by the passengers, this railway authority people, they collect all these luggages and they put this for the people's view. And here, in London, one such time in London, where all this forgetful luggage was put on view for the people were astonished to see how could this many things people forget. Now one is astonished to think about other. How could so and so person could forget to carry this luggage or that luggage? This brings to that astonishment of other people. If statistical records were available on the subject, however, I doubt whether it would be found that absent medicine his doctor has prescribed for him. This is more surprising because medicine should be one of the easiest thing to remember. As a rule, it is supposed to be taken before, during, or after meals, and the meals itself should be a reminder of it. Okay, you forget article something, okay, but sometimes people they do forget medicine in train. How could here author is surprised, how could people forget medicine? See, there are certain medicines where you have to take before meal or after meals, and some medicines along with the meal you have to take the medicine. Obviously this will come to our thought, isn't it, children, where we forget our medicine, where it is regular medicine. When we have medicine, now for example, you take this diabetic people and yes, all these diabetic people all they take regular medicines, so that will not be out of their mind that they should forget to take medicine. Obviously that will strike in the mind, very often that will strike in the mind. Now author is surprised, how is it possible that people they forget to carry the medicine? The fact remains, however, that few but the moral giants remember to take the medicine regularly. Certain psychologists tell us that we forget things because we wish to forget them, and it may be that it is because of their antipathy to pills and potions that many people fail to remember them at the appointed hour. Now, what do you mean by antipathy, children? Okay. Antipathy in the sense a strong dislike. Some psychologists they say why people forget to take medicine. They forget to take medicine. It is just because the dislike of the medicine. The dislike of medicine, it tends them to forget to take it. So that might also be a reason. This does not explain, however, how it is that a lifelong devotee of medicines like myself is as forgetful of them as those who take them most unwillingly. But author says, even then, how could people forget medicine? See, a lifelong devotee of medicines, lifelong devotee, as I said, children, diabetic patients all lifelong, they must have the medicines. Diabetic patient, thyroid patients, all these patients, no, lifelong they must take tablet. And now this type of persons, how will they forget taking medicine? It is not possible, no. Once in a way, when you are sick, you go to doctor, you carry you take pills. Okay, it is possible for you to forget. But the one who regularly take pills years together, where you take pills, how could you tend to forget medicine? That's what author is asking here. The very prospect of a new and widely advertised cure all delights me. Yet, even if I have the stuff in my pocket, I forget about it as soon as the hour approaches at which I ought to swallow it. No, author says, but even then, no, some people they do forget it. Sometimes when we go out, we do carry. Author he says, even he's talking to himself. He says, though he carries. Medicine in his pocket, no, at times he forgets to take, I mean to the proper time he forgets to take medicine. So he says it is possible people sometimes, no, they do forget it. Chemists make their fortunes out of the medicine people forget to take them. No, chemist in the sense the one who no produce medicines. This chemists they make fortunes out of medicine. Fortunes na they earn money out of medicines. And this what no people they tend to forget medicine. But the one who is taking medicine, who eats medicine, no, for him it is tough time. Chemists they enjoy making medicine, but the one who take medicine, it is tough time for him to take those bitter pills. The commonest form of forgetfulness, I suppose, occur in the matter of posting letter. So common is it that I am always reluctant to trust a departing visitor to post an important letter. So little do I rely on his memory that I put him on his oath before handing the letter to him. No, here the author he comes to the other task. He says, no, the commonest thing where people they forget is to post the letter. Something this is a common issue. Why people forget to post the letter? It is because they are reluctant. What do you mean by reluctant, children? Unwilling. They don't have that mindset. Yes, I must do certain work. They don't have that mindset. So this unwillingness to post the letter, no, it tends people to forget the letter. Now sometimes, he says, the author says, when I hand over the letter to someone else to post the letter, no, he takes his promise saying that yes, I'll post the letter. But even he do forgets posting the letter. Now, why letter in my hand? I am always past the first pillar box before I remember that I ought to have posted it. Verily, of holding it in my hand, I then put it for safety into one of my pocket and forget all about it. After that, it has an unadventurous life. Okay. So here author says even he tends to forget posting the letter. Sometimes he passes the first pillar of the post box. After that only it strikes in his mind, oh, I forgot to post the letter. And feeling uncomfortable to carry the letter in his hand, he puts in his pocket for the safetyness. And that is how people tend to forget posting the letter. As they recall their exploits or the error. What do you mean by exploits, children? As their it has an unadventurous life till a long chain of circumstances lead to a number of embracing questions being asked, and I am compelled to produce the evidence of my guilt from my pocket. When people they ask me number of questions, how could you forget posting the letter, how could you do this, that, all, when they keep asking many questions, I feel guilty of myself. I feel shame of myself from not posting the letter, keeping the things in my letter. I really feel guilty of it. This, it might be thought, must be due to a lack of interest in other people's letters. But that cannot be the explanation, for I forget to post some even of the few letters that I myself remember to write. You see, this no, where author says when someone else asks us to post a letter, it is possible. No, we do forget to post a letter. Others' letter, no, we forget to post a letter. That is because of interest. It might be. Sometimes the author says sometimes the letter what he has written he forgets to post those letters too. That's what he says. The letter what he has written he forgets to post this letters. He's talking about what sort of forgetfulness people have. As for leaving articles in trains and in taxis, I am no greed delinquent in such matters. I can remember almost anything except books and walking stick, and I can often remember even books. Walking sticks, I find it quite impossible to keep. I have an old fashioned taste for them and I buy them frequently, but no sooner do I pay a visit to a friend's house or go a journey in train, then another stick is on its way into the world of the lost. Okay. Now, author he keeps saying leaving articles in train and taxis. It is something great to think. I am no great delinquent na a young person who is regularly involved in wrongdoings in all such matters. I can remember some people frequently they forget things, so those people they tend to forget, but here author says I remember always anything except books and walking stick. But author says he doesn't forget to carry any article, but he forgets carrying his books and walking stick. Even books also he remember to carry his magazines all, but walking stick very frequently he forgets. Wherever he goes wherever he travels, frequently he forgets his walking stick. That doesn't stand in his mind that he should carry his stick along with him. That doesn't stand in his mind. That is how he forget carrying the walking stick along with him. I dare not carry an umbrella for fear of losing it, to go through life without ever having lost an umbrella. Has even the grimmest jawed umbrella carries even achieved this? He says, at least walking stick also I forget, and even for that sake, umbrella also. He doesn't carry umbrella just because he forgets to carry the umbrella back. Wherever he goes, he forgets to carry the umbrella. I mean, wherever he travel, when he get down in any stop, he forgets to take back the umbrella. So walking stick, umbrella, all something that you carry in hand, lightweight things might be, he is forgetting. Few of us, however, have lost much property on our travels through forgetfulness. The ordinary man arrives at his destination with all his bags and trunks safe. The list of articles lost in trains during the year suggests that it is the young rather than the adult who forget things, and that sportsmen have worse memories than their ordinary serious-minded fellow. So author says when you put a list of the things that you forget in taxi and a train, the list of things shows that, the list of articles where you see the articles that is forgotten by the people. If you see, you will come across the things that is left by younger ones. That is more when compared by the adults. And apart from that, the article shows the sportsman has much forgetfulness comparing to an ordinary person, which means too many sports item might have been left by the sports people when they travel from one place to other. For the sports, when they travel, when they carry the sports thing, they forget to carry them back. A considerable number of footballs and cricket bats, for instance, were forgotten. This is easy to understand, for boys returning from the games have their imagination still filled with a vision of the playing field, and their heads are among the stars. The author says, many where you see the things that's found in the taxi and train, too many of footballs and cricket bats are found in more number. This shows sports people, they forget to carry the things. They might be after winning any match, their heads might be among the stars. They might be proud enough that they have won the match. In that happiness, they forget the things. What this is, no, it is his assumption. This is author's assumption that might be, when you win any match, in that happiness, you dream of something else and you get down from the train. That is how you forget to carry your things. Yeah, the author, he means to say this. Okay. Or their hearts in their boots as they recall their exploits or their error. They are abstracted from the world outside them. Memories prevent them from remembering to do such small prosaic things as take the ball or the bat with them when they leave the train. Now, what do you mean by exploits, children? Exploits in the sense heroic act. They might recollect the heroic act, the way they have played in the game, thinking of that heroism. They might tend to forget the things. If not, they are abstracted. What do you mean by abstracted? Abstracted in the sense lacking concentration on what is happening around. They don't mind to see what's happening around them. They are totally out of world. They might be in their own thoughts, and that's how they might forget the things. When they get down, they might forget to carry the things. Memories prevent them from remembering to do such small prosaic in the sense dull things. So memories might prevent them. They might not show importance after winning any match. They might not show importance on the articles of the sport. They might just leisurely, they might leave the things and get down of the train or any other vehicle. For the rest of the day, they are citizens of dreamland. The same may be said, no doubt, of anglers who forget their fishing rods. Anglers are generally said, I do not know with what justification, to be the most imaginative of men, and the man who is inventing magnificent lies on the journey home after a day's fishing is bound to be a little absent-minded in his behavior. Now, author says, so sportsmen, after winning any match, they are in their own dreamland. They don't know what's happening near to them, the place where they travel, or by what means they travel. They don't understand what's happening around them or who is next to them. They don't mind of anything else. They flourish in their own happiness, and they get down from the train. That's how they miss the sports thing. Okay, that's what author says. I don't say this, children. It is author's view. The next author is talking about the anglers here. What do you mean by anglers? Who are said to be anglers? Anglers are the one who goes for fishing. People, you would have seen, to pass the time, people, they sit near the pond, with the help of the angle, where the string comes at the edge of the string, they keep food for the fish, and where you throw this string in water, that is how you catch the fish. So with the help of angler only, you catch the fish. The one who does this type of fishing, they are known as anglers. So author, he says, the another absent-minded peoples are anglers. Very often, these anglers, even they do forget their fishing rod in trains and car, whatever vehicle they travel, they forget this. And author, he says, what answer they give to the family people? How will they manage them when anyone asks them? Family people might ask them, didn't you catch any fish? Where's your anglers? When they ask them, what answer will they give them? How will they tackle the problem? Author keep saying, okay, the fishing rod of reality is forgetting by him as he daydreams over the fears of fishing rod of utopia. His loss of memory is really a tribute to the intensity of his enjoyment in thinking about his day's sport. He may forget his fishing rod as the poet may forget to post a letter because his mind is filled with matter more glorious. No, here the author says this anglers, no, they might forget the fishing rod. They might be in their own dreams. Why do we forget anything, children? We forget anything, no, when we don't concentrate where we are traveling, what we are carrying along with us. When we get down, what should we take back? What are our articles? What should we take back and get down? When we don't have this sort of mindset, no, for sure we tend to forget certain things. We might carry, it's not that we leave all our articles and get down from a train, not of that sort. We might carry maximum all our articles, we'll carry, but sometimes, no, we forget to check before we could get down from the train. We forget to check, we forget to see if we have left any article behind, any luggage we have left behind, we forget to see. That is why, all certain things happen. Forgetting to carry your letters or your sports articles or fishing rod, all certain things happen for that cause. Okay. Absent-mindedness of this kind seems to me all but a virtue. The absent-minded man is often a man who is making the best of life and therefore has no time to remember the mediocre. What do you mean by mediocre? Now, it is an ordinary thing. Poet, he says, anything where you think, no, it is costly or very important, for sure you will carry. When you get down, you will take certain luggage or sports item, whatever it is, what you carry along with you, you will take it back. You will remember to take it back. But if you think that it is just mere a thing, it's ordinary thing, it's a simple thing, for sure you will forget to carry back the things. So he says, give importance to all the due course. What are the things you carry? Give importance to all the things that you carry. Who would have trusted Scoretz or Coleridge to post a letter? They had souls above such things. Okay. Above such thing where you really have your heart to do, children, where you have the heart to carry your things, for sure you will remember to carry. It all depends upon your thoughts and view. Where you think anything is important, very important, no, for sure you will remember to carry along with you. Where you think the article is just like that, an ordinary thing, no, you will tend to forget. As how the author has forgotten to post a letter thinking it is just a letter. But the same letter, if he has think it's a very important letter, will he really forget to post a letter? He will never forget, isn't it? Okay. The question whether the position of a good memory is altogether desirable has often been discussed, and men with fallible memories have sometimes tried to make out a case for their superiority. Yes, fallible in the sense capable of making mistakes. Obviously, children, all good peoples know, even though however you are good in your memories, for sure, at times you may forget to leave certain things. But if you are good in your memories, even if you are good in memories, at times we forget. But if you don't forget to leave any time, any article or any luggage, then it is appreciable. It is superiority of you. A man, they say, who is a perfect remembering machine is seldom a man of the first intelligence, and they quote various cases of children or men who had marvelous memories and who yet had no intellect to speak of. I imagine, however, that on the whole, the great writers and the great composers of music have been men with exceptional powers of memories. Here, poet says there are many men and children, those who really have marvelous memories. Marvelous memories, very good memories they do have. Even the poet and composers of music, even they do have good memories. Actually, children, every one of us, we have good memories, children. It's not that always we are forgetful thoughts. No, at times it happens. But what author here he mean to say is, rectify even that. Why at times also you forget certain things? Try to rectify your memory power. That is what he means to say. The poet I have known have had better memories than the stockbrokers. I have known. Memory indeed is half the substance of the art. Yes, poets, no, many poets, they have good memories. You know why author is talking about the poets? He says the one who has good memories, no, he has half the stock of his art in the sense, either now here poet, na, he has his imagination. Obviously, no, poets, they imagine. Up to me, when you ask about poet, no children, I'll say poets are liars, because they don't write maximum of true things, half of the imaginary, maybe half true and half imaginary. But here author says the poets are said to be good, they are known as good memorable people. I mean, their memory is good. Where your memory is good, no, you are uh, half the substance of the art. That is, if your memory is good, no, whatever you are good enough for, you will do still more better, you will do much better. On the other hand, statement seems to have extraordinary bad memories. Let two statesmen attempt to recall the same event. What happened? For example, at some cabinet meeting, and each of them will tell you that the other story is so inaccurate that either he has a memory like a sieve or is an audacious purveyor of the truth. No, what do you mean by sieve, children? Sieve in the sense filter. Audacious in the sense bold and daring person. Now here author is talking about two statements, two states people. That is the one who has attended the cabinet meeting. After attending the cabinet meeting, the author says, let us check out to the memories of these people. He is picking out two people from the cabinet meeting, person A and person B. Now author he says, let us check the memory. He is asking, so what has happened in the cabinet meeting? Can anyone tell me? When he asks, no, what A says, the same B will say, no, not this, like that. Then B might say something, A might go to the other thing, which means where the people, they are our own state people itself, they tend to forget. The moment you attend the meeting, you forget certain things. Then where is our memory? Where do we lag behind? The author is questioning the frequency with which the fact is the autobiographies and speeches of statements are challenged. Suggests that the world has not yet begun to produce idle statements. Men who, like great poets, have the genius of memories and of intellect combined. So, he says the state has not produced, means no state has produced such a brilliant person, where they could remember everything. He is comparing these two statements, the one who has attended the cabinet meeting, he is comparing to these two people, and he says, comparing to an ordinary person, a poet, he has a very good memories. Comparing to him, he is known as genius of memories. The author says, he says, poet memories, no, it is very good comparing to an ordinary person. Even the person who has attended the cabinet meeting, after the meeting gets over, when you ask them what has happened, certain things they tend to forget, which means they lack in their memory. That's what the author says. When comparing to these ordinary people, poet is far better in his memory. At the same time, ordinary good memory is so common that we regard a man who does not possess it as eccentric. I have heard of a father who having offered to take the baby out in a perambulator, was tempted by the sunny morning to pause on his journey and slip into a public house for a glass of beer. Leaving the perambulator outside, he disappeared through the door of the saloon bar. A little later, his wife had to do some shopping, which took her past the public house, where to her horror she discovered her sleeping baby. Indignant at her husband's behavior, she decided to teach him a lesson. One small incident, very interesting incidents, author he wished to share with us. Eccentric. Now, what is the meaning of eccentric? We'll see, children. Eccentric in the sense tending to act strangely. Now, author is sharing one strange incident we'll see what is the incident. No, a father, he tends to take the baby in a perambulator since the climate is very good. No, the author, he tends to take the baby in perambulator. You know what is perambulator, children? I'll show you. See this picture. Okay, this is perambulator. You might have seen this, children. This is the carriage of the baby. This is how people they carry the baby. This in perambulator, no, baby sleeps or sits or relax. Parents they carry the baby. This is known as perambulator. So a father, what he does, he carries a baby. He feels, let me take my baby out, thinking that he takes his baby. The baby was sleeping in the perambulator. He takes the baby out. Just for a walk, he takes a baby out. As he takes the baby out, no, he comes across a saloon. A saloon, not where you cut your hair, children. Here, bar salon. Clear? He leaves the baby outside, and he gets inside the bar to have some drinks. As he keep drinking over there, he totally forgets about his baby. He doesn't have the mindset that his baby is in sleeping in the perambulator. He left the perambulator outside the saloon. He is totally out of his mindset. He was enjoying with his drink, and luckily at that moment his wife, she passed the way, and when she passed away, she was shocked to see her baby in the perambulator, and the perambulator was left out of the saloon. She was shocked to see. Indignant. What do you mean by indignant, children? Indignant in the sense being very angry. Obviously, will any lady be angry or not? For sure she'll be angry, isn't it? Just imagine the situation, children. If it happens in your house, how will it be? Yes, you know what will happen if it happen in your house or nearby. The lady will bombard the man, isn't it? So the same thing happens here also. Now when the lady, she come across her child sleeping in the perambulator, and father of the child, that is her husband, not noticing, not remembering that he has left the baby outside the bar, she got very angry. She thought, I must teach him a lesson. Who thought this? The mother of the baby. No, that is the man's wife. She thought, I must teach him a lesson. She wheeled away. We'll see how does she try to teach him a lesson. We'll see. Okay. She wheeled away the perambulator, picturing to herself his terror when he would come out and find the baby gone. She arrived home, anticipating with angry relish the white face and quivering lips that would soon appear with the news that the baby had been stolen. What was her vexation, however, when just before lunch her husband came in smiling cheerfully and asking, Well, my dear, what's for lunch today? Now this lady, she took the baby. She wheeled away the perambulator. She carried, wheeled away the perambulator in the sense she carried away the perambulator to house. Now as she was returning back to house, she was thinking, she was imagining how would be her husband's condition when he come and sees the perambulator is missing, the baby is missing. How will he feel? What shock he might get? No, she keeps thinking, and he might give a complaint to police that baby is lost. This children, all this is imagination of the mother. Okay, thinking that what will happen if her husband comes out and see where perambulator is not there, what will happen? She keeps imaginating. But this is not the true. Okay, I'm trying to explain you, children. As the lady, she carries a perambulator to her house, she keeps imagining. She imagines and sees, what will happen when my husband comes out of the bar and when he finds out that perambulator is missing, baby is missing, how much shock he'll be. He might go to police, he might complain the loss of baby. All certain things will happen, isn't it? She keeps thinking. Now, white face and querying in the sense shivering. She thinks, his face might go white, his lips might go shivering. What news he will give? How the news will be flashed? Baby is stolen, baby perambulator is missing, and in that vexation he will run here and there. He will be searching. She keeps imagining all this, but nothing of such things happen. In reality, nothing of such things happen. What happens now? Man is totally absent-minded. He totally forgets that he has carried the baby to the bar. Baby is left outside. Totally he forgets. After having his drinks, he comes back to house, and very happily, cheerfully he keeps asking. That also, see how he asked, no? When just before the lunch, her husband came in smiling, cheerful, and asking happily, no? He keeps smiling, and very joy moment. He comes and asks his wife, well, my dear, what's for lunch today? He's asking his wife, what have you prepared for lunch? Which means he has totally forgotten about this baby. He has carried the baby in perambulator and left outside the bar, isn't it? After having his drinks, when he has come out of the bar, he must remember to carry the perambulator. But that was totally out of his mind. Having forgotten all about the baby and the fact that he had taken it out with him, how many men below the rank of a philosopher would be capable of such absent-minded as this? No, this fellow totally has forgotten that he has carried the baby. Now author is asking, how many men would have been like this totally absent-minded people? Most of us, I fear, are born with prosaically efficient memories. If it were not so, the institution of the family could not survive in any great modern cities. Yes. So, most of us know, children, we are absent minded. But what author says, obviously, most of us know we are absent minded. But we must make certain things important, where we carry anything or where we accompany someone else, everything. We must make it in our memory. It should be an efficient memory. Our memory should be efficient. If our memories are not efficient, then it might be a troublesome in managing the family. So author says, family is something, children, where you have to forget, where you have to forgive to some follies. But all these great follies, all, children, it is very difficult to forgive. But even then, you should not be like this funny fellow. Okay, you must know the things that you carry, children. You must pay attention. You should be concentrated. Most of us know we are not like this. Author says most of us are born prosaically efficient memories. We all have efficient memories. Our memories are good enough. We are not like this forgetful people. But at times, it happens. We do forget. Sometimes we forget. And that's what author says. You try to improve your forgetfulness. Not to be like this idiotic fellow. Yes, children, hope you would have understood the lesson. Anyways, children, read the lesson. See, every time when I finish up my teaching, I keep telling you to read the lesson. Unless and until you read the lesson, children, you will not understand better. See, reading a lesson, giving a glance to it will give you good understanding of the lesson. That is why I ask you to read the lesson. Do read the lesson, children. That will help you for a better understanding. Yes. See you. Bye, children.